Bienvenidos una vez más a Puro Pinche Gol. This is the podcast where we discuss all things Selección Mexicana and sometimes Liga MX. If this is your first time with us, my name is Adrian Cruz. I am one of your favorite tocayos. And today, as you may have noticed, if you've been following us, but if you haven't, we normally do a Mexicanos en Europa recap where we discuss what are our paisanos doing out there in Las Europas with their clubs. We'll give you the latest and also our take on how they're doing over there, overseas, right? This is week, I don't know which week it is, but it's October 3rd to October 5th. I'm recording it on Sunday, October 5th, October 5th, 9:26 p.m. We'll post this maybe tomorrow, Monday, October 6th. There could be a couple of players that haven't even played yet, but hey, you know, your guys got to work tomorrow and I won't be able to record, so I got to do it right now. Anyways, I digress. Let's start with I mean, there was a bunch of Mexican players that didn't play this week, and but let's start with Serie A. Serie A, Johan Vasquez and Genoa. Unfortunately for Johan Vasquez and Genoa as well, they lost 2-1 versus Napoli. Johan Vasquez played 90 minutes. I'm gonna say that he played some solid 90 minutes. Um, let me check his Sofa score um, rating for this match, so I can tell you exactly how our boy did. But from what I was able to see, he had a it wasn't a decent game for him. It wasn't a bad game. Just unfortunately he lost. Genoa lost, but this was according to Sofa score, a 6.6 match for our boy Johan Vasquez. Um, let's see if we can get a little more detail on his stats. He played 90 minutes, right? He had six clearances, one block shot, one interception, two tackles, and he dribbled past two players. He won four out of six ground duels. He won one aerial duel that he had, and he lost nine times the possession. Yeah, I mean, overall, he spent most of the time, between his box and the middle of the pitch, as Genoa tried to, you know, withstand the match. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I mean, sucks for Johan Vasquez. They started winning like around minute. What's this? This is around minute 33. They started winning with a goal from Jay Ekator, and then on minute 57, Anguissa tied, and Rasmus Hoyland scored on the 76th minute. So, yeah, I mean, sucks for Genoa, sucks for Johan Vasquez, but at least he's getting minutes. He's playing out there, and that's all we care over here in Puro Pinche Gol. Next one in Serie A is El Bebote Santi Jimenez with Milan. They tied against Juventus. He came out as a starting 11 player. Nonetheless, he got subbed on the 63 minute. Uh, I mean, I guess it's been an all right match for Santiago Jimenez. All things considered, right? We all know that Santiago Jimenez is not doing great at AC Milan. Most of his appearances have been, below 6.5 on SOFA score rating. This one against Juventus, he got a 7.4, but I think it's mainly because of his contribution with getting that penalty that ultimately Christian Pulisic ended up losing. But he had one shot on target, one shot off target. He got one shot blocked. He was successful in one dribble. Sorry. He won a penalty, as I mentioned, that Christian Pulisic lost. And, he won four duels, ground duels. He won two of his aerial duels. He lost possession four times. He got fouled twice. Sorry, was fouled three times. He was on offside once. And yeah, I mean, again, all things considered, putting things into perspective and how he's been playing for Milan over the last month or so, 2 months or so, even this full season, I'm gonna say right at the bat, right? Hasn't been great. He's continued to flops with Milan, and we really hope that he finds his form soon, especially closer to the summer as Mexico ramps up for uh, the North American World Cup in 2026. But yeah, another, I guess, silent decent match for Santi Jimenez. Moving on to Greece, we have our boy Orbelin Pineda, AEK Athens. They won 3-2 versus Kifisia FC. He was a starting 11 player. He came off on the second half, though. Orbelin Pineda, who I mean, he's a regular on with AEK Athens. Um, he's a regular with AEK Athens. He pretty much features almost every single match for them. This time around in this win, he got a 7.3 out of 10. I guess good rating though. Um, he had 36 touches, 20. He got like what 28 accurate passes. He won one dribble attempt. He won one ground duel. He lost one aerial duel. He lost possession 7 times. Yeah, I mean, again, kind of a decent match for William Pineda. He only played 45 minutes. Came off on the second half, or I guess in the halftime, basically. And yeah, I mean, another decent display for William Pineda. He's been consistent with AK Athens. We like this. We enjoy this. He's not starting with Mexico, but man, I mean, if he continues this time, this performance, this consistency, he's definitely gonna get a spot in La Selección Mexicana. And so, as I said, we only care about Mexican players actually playing out there. So, kudos to our boy Orbelin Pineda. Unfortunately, though, we're going to Denmark. And unfortunately, Rodrigo Huescas, it's pretty much out of the entire season. He um he picked up a knee injury, a bad knee injury against Karabakh FK in the Champions League. Unfortunately for him, on the minute 15th, he had to come off due to this injury. Most likely, guys, he's gonna miss. I mean, not most likely, he's missing almost the entire season. Clinically speaking, he probably be back, by the end of spring, early summer, and maybe clinically speaking, he will be ready for Mexico and the World Cup. But let's be real. I mean, it's gonna take him some time to get back into form, get into fitness, and so I think it's just unfortunate. I think Rodrigo Huescas is not gonna go to the World Cup. I don't see him, improving or getting back into form and rhythm and fitness and getting healthy in time for Mexico. It's a shame because actually was doing pretty well with Copenhagen. If you ask me, pretty much playing almost every single match, if not starting but subbing on the second half. If we look at the last three matches, he played all 90 minutes. All 90 minutes. He was, I mean, he was on some decent footing at Copenhagen. It's unfortunate, man. It's a shame. But we wish him the best. We hope that he gets a speedy recovery and he does come back in time, gets in form, and miraculously makes it to the World Cup with Mexico. Moving on to Russia. Russia, we have Cesar Montes with Lokomotiv Moscow. They won 5-3 against Dynamo Moscow. He played 90 minutes, and he actually had a very, very good match, even though they got scored 3 times, right? But they won the match 5-2. Um, our boy Cesar Montes had a strong display, if you ask me. If we look at sofa score, it's a 6.7 out of 10. But I think even though they got scored 3 times, right? If we look at his stats, right? He won 4 ground duels. He won 2 aerial duels. He committed 2 fouls. So sorry, and he caused 1 offside, which is not too bad. 1 interception and 1 block shot. Uh, Even though what's it called? Even though again they got scored 3 times. I think the fact that he continues to play, right? He continues to play 90 minutes. He continues to show up and support. Help his team win, getting 3 points and whatnot. It's great. But yeah, that's not Raul Jimenez. That's Cesar Montes. I wish I could see him more often, but it's hard to see Russian league on this side of the world. So I'm just gonna say, hey, decent match, more than decent match from Cesar Montes. We have Edson Alvarez with Fenerbahce in Turkey. They tied 0-0 against Samsun Spor. He played 63 minutes. Came off after that. Sorry. And let me tell you exactly how well this guy did on this match. I think it was a decent match, 7.1. If we look at his stats, essentially, this guy, he played right in the middle as a central defensive midfielder. 63 minutes, as I said. He had 52 touches out of with 87% accurate passes, 34 out of 39. He he dribbled one successful time. He had 8 ground duels. He won 5. He won 2 aerial duels. Unfortunately for him, he lost 8 times the possession. He was fouled twice. He fouled one. He cleared one interception, and 2 tackles in total. I mean, overall, all things considered, the fact that he's back on the starting 11, the fact that he's getting settled in Fenerbahce. And I mean, if you look at the last 2 matches, I mean, the guy pretty much played 90 minutes almost like a month ago or so on his debut. And then he got injured. And then after that, he wasn't even called up. And this time around, he came in as a starting 11 player and he played 63 minutes. So to me, on my books, that's actually a big one. Um, and now moving on to freaking the Belgian Pro League, one of my favorite leagues, if you ask me. If there's any league that I think it's close to be as entertaining as Liga MX, that's got to be the Jupiler Pro Belgian League with our boy Chino Huerta on Anderlecht. They won 1-0 versus Standard Liège. He came in as a starting player, right? He came off on the 52 minute. Unfortunately for him, it was kind of a quiet match. He didn't do that great. Um, and listen, it hasn't been, all pretty much miel sobre hojuelas for Cesar Huerta in Anderlecht, but I think that's fine. I think it's okay. I think he's got to keep on doing it. If we look at the last 3 matches where he played, our guy was pretty much, I mean, he's been playing consistently, right? Either coming in as a starting 11 player and then getting subbed or jumping into the second half. If you look at last week, they tied 1-1 and he played 46 minutes and got a yellow card. This time around, he played 6 more minutes. They didn't get a yellow card, but it was a quiet match, as I said. 3 shots off target, pretty much. No accurate crosses, no accurate long balls. Unfortunately, he only won 1 ground duel. He lost possession 7 times. And yeah, I mean, not a great match for Chino Huerta, but we have to say that he's been playing consistently for Anderlecht. So again, with Mexican players in Europe, what we focus on, guys, of course, we want great performances, but mainly we want minutes played, right? That's what we want from him or from them. And then just to wrap it up, guys, we know we have Heriberto Jurado with Cercle Bruges, who again, I mean, he's just he has not playing it, unfortunately. I hope that he doesn't get desperate and frustrated. He's gonna get his minutes, but he needs just to continue working. I wouldn't ask him to come back to Mexico just yet. But Heriberto Jurado didn't play for Cercle Bruges. Uh, Luis Chavez continues to be injured. He didn't play with Dinamo Moscow. Alex Padilla, who, I mean, he's in La Liga with Athletic Club Bilbao, but I mean, he's not going to play. He's not the starting 11 player, so goalkeeper, sorry. So he's just going to be on the bench, uh, undefined, right? We have Chespi Lopez, who also didn't play with uh, with Dundee FC. And then we have Cesar Garza, who is with the under 20 team, who he also plays for Dundee FC, but he's with the under 20s. Julian Araujo, who was benched again with Bournemouth, and then Raul Jimenez, who continues to be injured with Fulham. That's pretty much the Mexicanos en Europa recap, right? Again, all things considered, I think it was a solid, very solid weekend for the Mexicans in Europe. Again, none of them had an outstanding display, but hey, all of them played consistently, with the exception, of course, of the ones that were pretty much on the bench. But the ones that are playing are being featured, whether starting or subbing consistently. And to me, to my books, that is a big win, guys. So please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and turn on notifications. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram, TikTok. We post memes, latest news, and shorts of our episodes. Let us know in the comment below. What do you think? Do you think Santi Jimenez might have a breakthrough and start getting better performances now that he was able to, I mean, get a above 6 rating on SofaScore? Do you think that we'll see Julian Araujo playing again with Bournemouth? Um, do you think Cesar Huerta will ever play 90 minutes with Anderlecht? Because he doesn't seem to play 90 minutes with Anderlecht. But yeah, let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on this weekend from the Mexicans in Europe? And I'll catch you on the next one. Deuces.